Peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing okay. Can't complain, of course. God is good. God is great. And, life is good, man. So listen, it's a lot of bandwagoners. Man, jumping on this Aerospace bandwagon now. Some of them are people who just genuinely like Aerospace. I get it. But it's a lot of bandwagoners, man, jumping on the bandwagon because he beat a stationary Yordenis Ugas who stood right in front of him. And maybe Ugas got hurt by the body shots. And maybe that's why he couldn't keep going forward, or he broke his will with the body shots. Something happened, all right? But at the end of the day, man, let's keep it real. Yordenis Ugas, 4 losses. Controversial, definitely, with Sean Porter, but he still got the loss, okay? So if you want to say he got 3 losses, he got losses, man, okay? And he's not a power puncher. 12 knockouts in 31 fights. Now 12 knockouts in 32 fights and 5 losses, okay? So he's not a power puncher. And if you really look back at the Manny Pacquiao fight, what happened? His face was busted up too a little bit. He scars easily, he bruises easily. So we saw that with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's face was a little messed up too, but so was Ugas because Manny Pacquiao was hitting him with shots. Okay? Maybe it was a little bit different. Styles make fights. But at the end of the day, man, he stood right in front of Earl Spence. And that was the wrong fight plan if you're not going to engage or if you don't have the power to back him up a little bit, to keep him honest. People always said that Floyd Mayweather is not a power puncher. Even though, when he first started off, he was tapping people up, and then his percentage of knockouts kind of went down as the years went on, even though to this day, he still has more than half of his fights are knockouts, right? 50 fights, 27 knockouts. That's a good percentage because it's more than half of his fights. Even if it was half, that's not bad. But a good percentage would be you got 50 fights and you got, say, 35 knockouts in the 30s, 35, 36. Now you say, oh, man, he's a power puncher, man. 40, you know what I'm saying? But one thing has been said about Floyd, even though he wasn't a one-punch knockout man or a power puncher, he had enough power to keep you honest. And we saw that in many fights, including Shane Mosley. Because after Shane Mosley rocked him and hurt him and did what he did, Floyd got his composure, and then Floyd started whipping him, and then Shane Mosley wouldn't take a chance again. You know what I'm saying? He had enough power to keep you honest. Look at Miguel Cotto when he fought Miguel Cotto. He had enough power to keep Miguel Cotto honest. Pacquiao too. He got enough power for that, right? Ugas don't have that. That's my point. Yordenis Ugas got 12 knockouts. He don't have no real power like that. Yeah, he got some power, but not no power that's going to say, yo, man, I'm going to back you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm leery. I'm going to take my time. He don't have that. Bud Crawford got that power. That's why y'all getting hype on what he did to Ugas, like that's going to be Crawford. Man, y'all bugging. He didn't do it to Sean Porter. Sean Porter ain't no big puncher either, but he got enough to keep you honest, and he sure bruised Errol Spence's face up. And to you clowns that want to say Errol Spence fought his fight, no, he didn't fight his fight. Because if you're going to fight my fight and it's going to be at your expense, which that fight was, then it's not wise to do that. Floyd Mayweather said, I adjust to any style. So if you Errol Spence, why couldn't you adjust to the style of Sean Porter and beat him at his own game? You wasn't able to do that, right? And you're not going to do it with Bud Crawford either. So again, I'm just making this video for the bandwagoners, man, who jumping on the bandwagon because he beat Ugas. He broke his orbital bone and supposedly said, oh, he's breaking bones. Okay, yeah, he did it with Kell Brook, but who did it first? Triple G did it. So all he did was add it to the damage. He ain't no first timer. Okay? He didn't hit, and that fight was quick. All right, he fought Triple G, and then he didn't even take a long break. He didn't take no 3-4 years break to fight Errol Spence. He fought Errol Spence after that, after Triple G. Remember that. And it wasn't no 3-4 years. It was no more than a year or so that he fought. I can't remember the exact day, but I know it wasn't that long. Okay? When he fought Crawford, he had time in between to get a break from the fight with Errol Spence. So it was a different story, man. He had time in between that. So when Crawford got him, it was a whole different ballgame. He was in tip-top shape. He was ready. And look what Crawford did. And I just finished watching the fight with Crawford and Porter again. I watched it over again, right? And, you know, here we go. The clowns want to say, oh, he didn't really pick up the pace till the 10th round. No. If you look at the fight, man, in the beginning, Sean Porter wasn't doing nothing crazy. I mean, he was landing some shots. He was being aggressive, and it was effective to a degree. But even in the beginning, Crawford was picking him off. He was landing the overhand. He was landing the jab. He was landing the right. He was going to the body. That's even in the beginning, the third, fourth round, he really picked it up. He was picking him off. And in the 10th round, it was just something that was set in the corner by either the assistant trainer, the cut man, somebody, and then he just amped it up. And what did he do? The 10th round, he shifted into that other gear, because y'all want to talk about this gear that Errol Spence shifts into, right? But Errol Spence don't change. He fights the same. All you got to do is just know how he fight and then do your damage. He don't fight no different. And he is the same fighter. He is not different. Stop trying that game. He's the same fighter, okay? He's 100%. So ain't going to be no excuses when Bud takes him out, all right? So Crawford, the 10th round, what happened? He comes out, he hits him with that uppercut, drops him. Then they resume, he jumps on him again. Pop, 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 with the combo. Drops him again. His father waves it off. Why? Because his father didn't want to see his son get damaged. You can say what you want. I have no problem with the stopper, because I know that his father didn't want to see Sean Porter get humiliated, get beat up, get blasted out, get knocked out. He didn't want to see that. And that's why he stopped the fight. But Errol Spence didn't do that to Sean Porter. And if you watch the fight with Errol Spence and Sean Porter, you watch the fight with Crawford and Porter, you'll see he was moving forward, but he was moving forward differently. Okay, his aggression wasn't as effective against Crawford as it was with Errol Spence. When he came forward with Crawford, he was getting tapped. He was getting tagged. It was different. It was different. And that's why the ending was different. That's why it was a stoppage. Porter won that fight with Errol Spence, in my opinion. Even with the knockdown. But with the knockdown, it should have been no less than a draw. So they said, we'll make it a split decision. See, that's how they play games, because they know Sean Porter won that fight. All right? So this video's for you bandwagoners. Listen, let's just see the fight happen. All right? Duck season is over. You talking about strap season, Errol Spence? No, duck season is over for you. Because you've been ducking. Trying to use your little leverage about, you know, you doing the heavy. You didn't know I made a video on that yesterday. Watch my video. Keep it real. Watch the video and tell me I'm not telling the truth. He ain't did no heavy lifting. I named his last 5 opponents yesterday. Watch the video. That ain't no heavy lifting. The toughest out of the last 5 was Sean Porter. And like I just said, to me, he lost that fight and a whole lot of other people. So what heavy lifting did he do? Out of the 5, he fought Danny Garcia, who didn't fight. Ugas didn't fight. So what heavy lifting did he do? And he fought a lightweight Mikey Garcia. And he fought a nobody Jose Ocampo Manriquez. So, all right, watch the video again that I made yesterday on April 18th about Aerospace. All right? So that's what it is, man. I keep it real. I tell the truth. I do research. I know what I'm talking about. And in the fight with Crawford and Porter, up to the 6th round, Crawford had landed, y'all say he was losing, but he had landed 43% of his power shots. So, man, just stop the nonsense, man. All right? Crawford is more than a live dog or punch his chance fighter in that fight with Crawford. He's with Spence. He's the dude that could neutralize him and hurt him. And y'all gonna see that whenever the fight is made. So peace and blessings in this corner boxing 24. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts. And we here. All right, we here and we ain't going nowhere. Peace and blessings.